question. What do you think gender bias means? Olajimi.
So gender bias is treating someone fairly or discriminating against someone based purely by gender. So that's basically what gender bias is.
Alright, please introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm Adedamola by name. I work in Nigerian breweries, logistics. So.
Okay. I'm Oindamola. I'm an art tech creative.
I'm Folajimi. I'm a project manager. Hi, nice to meet you. Hello.
Okay. Hi, I'm Olayemi Takuro. I'm a makeup artist, a voiceover artist, just a media personality basically.
Okay, hi, I'm Logas. I just do my face.
Nice to meet you. So first question, what do you think gender bias means? Olajimi.
Gender bias. Gender is because I don't want to sound too.
It's fine.
Professional.
You have
I don't want to sound like I'm in a symposium. Okay, so gender bias is treating someone fairly or discriminating against someone based purely by gender. So that's basically what gender bias is.
Okay.
What does gender bias mean?
Basically just all he said. When you treat someone of the opposite gender, most especially men, when you favor them more than the other gender, that's basically, you are creating some kind of like a bias between them actually.
Yeah.
So
But actually, if you think about it, like, it might not be always someone of the opposite sex. Even you can be biased against someone of the same sex, right? Just have a mindset about men if you're a guy. Or,
Gender.
But when exactly
gender
it's
can
gender,
be like both same gender or different gender.
Or
You can
transgender,
have bias.
right?
No.
Alright, Lucas, what does gender bias mean?
They've said it all.
Alright, should I move to the next question then?
No.
Okay. Do you think there is gender bias in romantic relationships? If yes, give me an example or something. So I'll start with Oindamola. Alright, do you think there's gender bias in romantic relationships?
Not exactly.
Okay.
Because when you're saying romantic relationship, okay, I'm not. Okay, how do I put this? Okay, first, now in romantic relationships, we have people are now very open with their sexuality. So I can't just say, oh, male and female. So are you saying male and female? Or just everybody and lesbians and
sexual, but I'm talking about like romantic relationship. It doesn't have to be the perceived male or female, just romantic relationship.
No, I don't think so.
Alright. What do you think?
I would say there is
Okay.
gender bias in romantic relationship. Reason because if you go by the norms, the contemporary relationships you see every now and then, peer to peers and everybody. When you bring in some issues, there's always a switch in between that favors one part more than the other. You understand? For example, now a man is meant to be logical, and the female they say is more emotional. You understand? So when you're bringing issues in, you get what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
People tend to look at it with those eyes, like, okay, from my own perspective, what are you saying? Now, that's a bias. So you understand what I'm saying?
Alright, what do you think?
I agree with what he said, but also I feel like there is, because going by the normal, okay, I don't want to say the normal, but there's still a lot of people. Can I say that from the male perspective now?
Yeah.
There's some people who feel like, oh, they are superior because they are male, and then they should be the one in power. They should be the one holding the horses in every single situation or decision in the relationship. So I kind of feel like there's a bias romantically It might not necessarily be with everybody, but to an extent.
Alright, thank you. Folajimo, what do you think?
Yeah, so when it comes to bias, I believe that biases form, as life goes on in people. People have different biases. So if you develop a gender bias early in life or throughout the course of life, it's very likely you take that same bias into a relationship. So if you believe that women are supposed to behave in a certain way or men are supposed to behave in a certain way, before you enter any relationship, once you get into a romantic involvement, those gender biases will start to show. So there's a common gender bias that people say women cannot drive. I don't know. I don't believe that because all the women I know drive really well. They don't have accidents. So that's the kind of bias people can take into a relationship. Say, I cannot allow my wife to drive before she go and crash our car and leave 4 children inside the gutter. So those are the kind of biases that enter into relationships.
Alright, what do you think, Doctor?
Actually, I would say I agree with Damola, Folajimi, and Amy. There is actually.
Thank you. So do you think women have the ultimate say in deciding if a relationship happens or not?
I was about to say Jehovah.
Definitely. Yes, please.
Please elaborate.
Women have the ultimate say because aside the fact that males are usually the ones that will be like chasing after a woman, trying to woo her. What if she says no? And you keep trying your best and you keep doing this for so many years and she still says no. You're not going to date her, you're not going to have her. Aside that, you can come in from a perspective of, right, okay, the lady is the one doing the wooing, right? What if she doesn't woo you?
What if she doesn't
Woo the guy. So, and aside that, when you're in a relationship with somebody, I feel like because of the way women are programmed, they really love to have their way. So as a man, you just find yourself, succumbing to whatever it is she says she wants. It's just natural, basically. So
don't you think it's even gender bias to say women are programmed to have their way? Don't you think?
I can't really say it's gender bias because it's just a very normal thing. It's not kind of discriminating against. Of course, we have relationships whereby men also hold the main, on in the relationship.
Yeah.
But basically, I feel like women have a say a lot more than higher percentage than men.
Alright. Well, what do you think? Do you think women have the ultimate say?
Well, I think it depends on the scenario. I personally would say women have the ultimate say out of personal preference. Because I just feel like it makes everybody's life easier, right? There's no argument, no stress. You just ask her, she says yes, you're like thank you. She says no, you're like okay. Like no additional stress, no additional work. So if please, we could all decide that women should have the ultimate say, I'll be very happy. Thank you. God bless.
Alright, think about what you think.
Personally, the world is evolving and people are already forming new mindsets that transcend the regular norm. So I'll just say that I don't really believe that women have the ultimate say that if a relationship should happen or not, because I think it just boils down to, because what if I don't like guys moving to me, I move to the guys that what if it's the other way? I think it just depends on people, on individuals.
Yeah,
Thank you.
What Dorcas said about that situation what Yemi said about that situation is very interesting because she said that if the woman decides to not approach you, then the relationship doesn't happen.
No, you still approach her now.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. And if I approach her and she says no,
What if she
the woman
is a
still
shy
has
guy?
the ultimate say.
I think it's just the context of the relationship, but
It depends on the context. But it's fascinating that the girl will want to woo me because it's a choice. And then she comes.
Yeah.
If I say no,
you have to say it too.
I have to say
So
but if she
it doesn't boil
doesn't
down
I will not have had the opportunity to say no. So you should not take power into our own hands and make that choice. Where is my own
it
power?
just goes both ways.
Alright, I think
Yeah.
do you think women choose their relationships based on the benefits they receive from the relationship?
Yes.
Okay, please elaborate.
Okay. Because women choose because it's a transactional thing.
Is it?
Yeah. Every relationship is transactional. Give me a 5, bro.
We are together.
Yeah. Because how do I put it? Okay, let me say it this way. It's transactional because everybody wants something. You're looking for something. Okay, I want to date her. I already saw what I want. That's what I'm approaching now. Do you understand now? Now, the values are there. That is my own. What I want from her. What she wants from me might be different. So everybody wants something in a relationship. It's mutual. It's a mutual thing.
But don't you think that's a hasty generalization? Because I don't think. Okay, so you're trying to tell me now that I cannot just like somebody without wanting to have something back in return?
Yeah.
No, like a relationship.
Or a relationship, not
Yeah,
friendship.
Exactly.
Even a
In a
friendship.
relationship,
Even
But
friendship.
Any
Why can't you carry
relationship,
friendship?
like you know what
That's
you want
energy
in
that
a
is for
relationship.
friendship to be different.
Like you know why you're entering a relationship.
Wait, no, what do you think? I want to hear.
You guys have suffered.
Because we all.
I did breakfast.
You guys have suffered from a lot of
I
breakfast,
think.
so I don't understand.
I mean, before now, I believed everybody enters a relationship for something. Like I can't just be in a relationship with you for like you're not of any benefits to me. We're not helping each other to grow in any aspect. We are just there, just probably just doing things or just going with the flow. But because that's not how it is. Because if he wants to be in a relationship with me, okay, if we both decide that okay, it's time for us to be in a relationship, we would obviously talk about where the relationship is heading, what things we'll be doing, like what we want from this relationship, how we want to grow basically. So I don't think people are just in a relationship just for.
Alright, Lucas, do you want to say something?
That's why we have a lot of
Actually,
breakfast.
to me, I feel like it's because of like maybe most of the relationship out there, people target to be transactional, but why can't you just take that energy you take into friendship, like you don't want anything back, like you just like this person and you want to just love this person.
You want things in friendship,
But wait, you want this in you want this in friendship, but like I met you and I'm like, hi, like I don't really know what you're up to, like I don't know what you have in your account or anything. We are just friends. And then we are cool. And maybe one of these days I just spoke to you about something and you just said to help me. You're helping me out of the fact that we are friends.
but it's not just about resources. Like the friendship, you coming to me saying, "Oh, you want us to be friends." It's not just because we want to be sharing each other's clothes or shoes or bags or anything.
Okay, but I don't know why you people are just tagging it under this transactional thing, which I don't agree. I don't want to agree that it's transactional.
No, not alright. It's not that time. We must not do that. See, doctors, look at me in the eye. All relationships are transactional.
It's not.
The word transactional may make it seem cynical,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
does.
not that.
I think she
like,
thinks
cynical.
because you're saying transactional,
It's not like I
just
give
about
you something
money
and you
or
give me something.
other
Like
resources.
physical, it's like a mental thing. Yeah, if I'm friends with you, there's an energy I want you to give me, and there's an energy you want in return.
Sure.
There's a vibe I want you to give me, and there's a
That's
vibe
the
you want in return.
transaction.
It's a transaction. We are exchanging vibe.
Okay, I think you are just breaking it down because earlier people are like talking about the financial benefits.
No, it's not just financial.
Not mentioned
In relationship,
financial.
too, love is transactional. You say, I give you love, you give me love.
Financial,
If I give you love, I don't give you enough love.
Okay, Yemi, what does being intentional, like when you say man is intentional, what does that mean to you? What do you see in a man that makes him intentional, in your opinion?
Okay. When a man is intentional, that means he's very particular about you, about anything that has to do with you. He's very caring. He's concerned about everything that has to do with you. Someone who's intentional about me is just always there for me, like shows up for me, even when I don't expect him to. So when someone is intentional about you, they are very particular about you.
Are you an intentional person?
Yes, I am.
What makes you intentional?
Okay, are you talking about generally or in a relationship aspect or what kind of aspect?
Are they supposed to be different?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, relationship.
Relationship, yes, I am intentional.
Like, I want you to break it down. The way you broke down.
Okay. Okay. So, Okay, emotionally, I'm always there, like available. I avail myself, and I don't share my emotions with any other person. So anything that has to do with this guy, I always ensure that at least I'm giving my 100 to the relationship. So that's like being intentional about him.
Yeah.
And to whatever he needs and everything.
Intentional person.
I did that,
Yeah.
who is an intentional man?
I was happy you not asking me those guys. Because we're like, how are we supposed to know?
Okay, let me put it in the simplest form. A man that knows what he wants. From my own perspective, he knows what he wants. So that's an intentional man.
Doctor, who is an intentional man?
Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
We're talking about mortals now.
Oh, alright. An intentional person, even your conscious being, your unconscious being, you're just there for that person. Like, emotionally, physically, financially, every aspect of like a romantic relationship, you're just there. Like, you are available. Not that you're missing one out, maybe you're financially there, but emotionally you're not there. You are, sexually you're not there. Get
Who is an intentional man?
Intentionality is all about putting your thoughts into something. So an intentional man is a man that is thinking about you, is serious about you. So everything about you is consciously putting his mind to everything about you.
Alright, thank you. Last question.
Okay.
Father Jimmy, have you ever experienced gender bias?
Against me?
Yes, against you.
Very much.
Are you sure you should start with me? You don't ask somebody else.
Yeah, I
This question can put somebody in trouble. Have I ever experienced gender bias?
It doesn't have to be just relationship, just generally.
No, the thing about me first and foremost is that I don't notice bias.
Thank you
The
very
voice
much.
that takes life. I don't notice bias. Me personally, I don't notice bias, right? Whether it be, because I've been in this situation, that's why I know. Whether it be racial bias or gender bias or ethnic bias, I don't notice it. Because the type of person I am, I have a very positive worldview of people in general. So you might say something and I'll just say, oh, maybe he's had a bad day, or maybe he's hungry. But I won't attribute it immediately to gender bias. Maybe money bias.
Well, let me
I didn't know
come
about you.
Yeah, I had one before I started working in Nigerian Brewery. I went for an interview in Lagos for Zenith Bank. Then it was for this for customer section side, and we all did the interview. I passed the aptitude test. Then they all came out and we picked 10. And out of the 10, there were 8 ladies. I was like, what? I started thinking, what is going on? Do you understand what I'm saying? We went for the oral as well. And later on, I had somebody at the top that I talked to in Zenith Bank. And I was talking to the woman, and the woman said, it is customer section. They always favor the females. Are you with me now?
Yeah.
Now, that is one side of it. And when I moved to NB, Nigerian Brewery, out of 200 staffs, more than 200 staffs in Nigerian Brewery, we only have 20 females. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, it is like that because it's a factory. Do you understand? The work there is physical. If you cannot do it, you cannot do it. So I've experienced it, and that's just my own bit.
Okay, so Yemi, have you experienced gender bias, but not against you, in your favor? Has someone favored you, or in a relationship or generally, because you're a woman? And you know that it's because you're a woman.
If you had asked me, it was the opposite, yes, but in this way...
Tell me the opposite one.
Okay, yes, I've experienced gender bias against me.
Against you?
Yeah, a couple of times, but this one is one I remember very well. I was with a friend, we went out, we went to have fun and all of that. Then we ordered boats, then we were just like going back home. Then the boat guy, you know the way these boat drivers do now, you add money on top of your money and all of that. So they were having this conversation, and I was like, why? I was also joining into the conversation. And he was kind of shutting me off, saying that our conversation is supposed to be between me and him. It's supposed to be between himself and the guy. And I was like, excuse me, how do you know I'm not even the one thing? Like, that kind of setting, you're kind of like limiting everything to, oh, it's the guy that is going to pay now, so why do I have to talk or say something? At the end of the day, I paid for the ride. Yes. I paid for the ride. Not because I was supposed to pay, because I wanted to prove something to him that you cannot just say that the guy that is paying and then they have to talk to him. I'm a person, I'm a woman, and it doesn't even, I'm a human being too. So yeah.
Have you experienced gender bias in your favor or against you?
Against me. Oh, okay, there was this job.
Yeah.
There was this job. I scaled through all the process, but during the conversational process, like they had this stage where you guys would have like a round table talk, and with the interviewer, and then she said something like, "Oh, this job, hope you realize that you'll be working late, traveling, and all of that. That she doesn't think that it is the right fit for a woman because, I mean, why am I staying out late because I'm a girl? And why am I traveling everywhere because I'm a girl? That okay, so when I'm married, will I leave my husband and I'm like, I told that they're like, okay, because I'm a woman, I'm not supposed to have a career, or like, what exactly are you saying? But I didn't get the job because they said it wasn't the right fit for a lady.
Actually, I've been in a situation whereby it favored me though. It was an interview, and a guy, okay, I and a guy were there, and then the guy I wanted to interview was telling me exactly that I think he wants a lady. And meanwhile, the guy was beside me. I saw the way the guy was feeling though, like he was feeling so bad and down. But the guy was like, no, I need a lady for this job. But you wrote it out there that you need someone.
Yeah, I think
you didn't specify the type of person that you want. So both gender came, and then you're now telling the guy that, oh, it's a lady.
And what I think is there are some job roles that favors each gender. That is how the society
and
is
OAP
structured.
interview favors both gender. But
see there, they will not tell you females should come, males should come. They will tell you everybody should come, but they know what they are looking for.
But an OAP interview is just like for both genders. They are for both genders. And on getting there, you should be telling the girl that it's a lady that I want. A fine lady at that, like specifying.
Should I specify
Like
before?
for the example I made before, I have been in a situation where it favored me and it was against me. That Zenith Bank job, it was against me. Then when I got to NB, they needed more males. So I was favored in that aspect. So there are some job roles that specifically favor each gender. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
You're not getting what she's saying.
No. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. That's very good.
All right.